Robbins.
All right, so what we need to do is we need to be able to graph on the calculator and run the linear regression to get the y equals model for it. So the first thing we need to do is hit stat. And then we entered into number 1 or edit there to put the numbers in. So this is how we will be putting the numbers in. If there are numbers in list 1 and list 2, you want to go all the way up to the top of list 1 or list 2 and hit clear. And then that will clear your list 1 and your list 2. If you are missing your list 1 and list 2, you need to go back out. Anytime you need to go out, always hit second quit. You go to stat. And number 5 there, setup editor. If you hit that, you have to hit enter after that to get the done. Enter. If you've done that, that will bring back your list 1 and list 2 if you are missing list 1 and list 2. All right, and then in list 1 and list 2, you just go ahead and enter your numbers. Enter the values. Okay? So this is just quick notes on how to use the calculator to do all this sort of thing. Next, after you've entered the values, we need to graph them. So first we need to make sure the graph is on. So to do so, you will hit your yellow button, your second button, and then stat plot, which is at the top left. Stat plot. If it is already on and graphing list 1, list 2, which it probably will be, you are all good to go. If it's not, you want to enter into plot 1 by just hitting the number 1 button. And you can toggle between all the options by moving the arrows. And when you get to what you want, like on, then you hit enter, and then it will turn it on. We do want to have list 1, list 2. We're defaulting to list 1, list 2 on your X and Y lists. After you've turned the graph on, we need to fix the window. So you go to the window button. Your X values, again, are in list 1. So when you want to determine the number for X min, you will take your smallest number in list 1 and pick something smaller than that. Take the smallest number in your first list and then pick a number smaller than that. I would say something that ends with a 0 or 5 because you want to make it easy for you to count. When you go to X max, then, of course, you're going to pick your largest number. You're going to look at your largest number and pick a number larger than that. And then that would be your X max. All right, so after you have your X min and your X max, the X scale is the number you count by. You want to make it an easy number to count by. You want to make it so that when you're counting, you count about 5 to 10 numbers. So say I'm going from 20 to 30. I'm not going to make an X scale of 10 because that would be 20, 30. That's it. That's 2 numbers. We want to make it between about 5 and 10 numbers. So I'd probably count by, even 5s isn't quite enough, so I'd probably count by 2s. And then what you do is you test it out. 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. That was 6 different numbers. So a scale of 2 is perfect for that. Repeat the procedure for the Y mins and maxes, except that this time you will be looking at your second column of number, your list 2 column of number to make that determination. After you have the window set, you should be able to hit the graph button and see your scatter plot. Okay. After you have the scatter plot, if we're going to do a linear model for it, we're going to need to come up with the linear equation. So to calculate the linear equation, we will hit stat, go over with the arrow button to get to calculate, then hit the number 4. Oh, and then you're going to have to hit enter after that to get the values to come up. Now A is your slope. B is your y-intercept. R squared is what they got next. R squared we're going to disregard, not applicable. So we'll disregard R square. And R is the R that we've been talking about, Spearman's rank correlation or Pearson's rank, depending. But it is the same R value. So it should be between -1 and a +1 and all that good stuff. Now, if you don't have the R, we got to do that, right? So if the R value doesn't come up, we need to talk about how to get those up. And that's diagnostic on. So you hit second or the yellow button, catalog, which can be found down by the number 0. Then you hit the D button. It's written in green. It's with the X -1 over there on the left side. That will skip you down to all the words that start with D. Then you will have to use the arrow to go down to diagnostic on. Diagnostic on. Hit enter. I think you have to hit it twice. And hit enter again. Enter, enter. And now our value should be there. So you could go back to stat calculate number 4 and the R value should come up.